So, hey guys, Chaucer here, and yeah, in this video I wanted to showcase 20 units that you can use with versus Akainu and versus Ace. As I'm sure you know, versus Akainu works with driven and powerhouse units, while versus Ace works with shooter and free spirit units. So what I've done is I picked out 5 powerhouse units, 5 driven units, 5 shooter units, and 5 free spirit units. So yeah, we have 10 units we can work with versus Akainu, and 10 units we can work with versus Ace. And yeah, basically this is just an idea to where to get started, because many of us won't pull versus Akainu and Ace for a while. But we do want to use them to abuse their unique mechanics, like especially the burn, which is very cool. So yeah, we need to make do what we can. So yeah, let's jump into it. We have 5 powerhouse units here with very yeah, not all of them are as good if we put it like that. First, obviously, we have V1 Kaido, powerhouse and striker captain. Just 4 times nowadays, but he still has the -2C reduction. And of course, the main reason to use Kaido is to get that end of turn damage, and that does pair well with versus Akainu, since if you take damage, you also give burn, added end of turn damage. So yeah, can definitely see him work. I do need to fix this Kaido sockets. I see. I have no idea why he's lacking one. Moving on to more experimental ones, because there's really not that many great powerhouse captains right now. That will change very soon, but yeah, this is what we have. I found that V2 Katakuri was very interesting actually. He boosts fighter, slasher, shooter, driven, and powerhouse. So driven and powerhouse works pretty well. So if you have both classes, you get like a 3.33 times attack boost. Not that impressive, but it does also boost the type effects. So you can do more damage if you hit against type effectiveness. You also get 4 matching slots, very dope. And it's also very nice that you actually heal when you receive damage. So he actually has great synergy with versus Akainu, because versus Akainu wants to take damage for his captain ability to give burn, and we took at the Kurka just heal it back, and while you take damage, you just charge up. We took it special, which is still very strong if there's no normal attack only. So I actually think this can be interesting. You get matching slots, you get a lot of passive healing, and they both have the same game plan, so I'm actually excited to try this out if I can find a good use for it. V1 Snake Man, he's not used as much as captain anymore, but his kit is still pretty bonkers, I must say, and his captain ability is fine. You get 2 extra matching slots, and when you use his special, you do get 3 turns of 4 times attack. That can go up to 4.25 times, which is perfectly fine when you pair him with a 5 times captain. Sadly, his special do have some overlap with Akainu, so the main reason I showed him was because there's just not much good powerhouse in general. But V2 Viper is pretty interesting. He is also a powerhouse striker captain, and yeah, with limited expansion, he does get a pretty good base multiplier. Now you need to get low health to get close to that 4.5 times attack. But he does have damage reductions, you take less damage. And he does have good synergy special-wise, since versus Akainu does Chain Lock and Ore Boost, while Whitebeard does Attack Boost. And he also has a lot of utility, like removing burn, the spear, damage reduction. So yeah, I can see that work for sure. I have not used V2 Whitebeard that much. I think he's a great sub, but not a fan of his captain ability, to be honest. Finally, I put Hody, just another opportunity to showcase my Limit Break Expander one, but I think it's cool because he's a 2.5 times HP boosting captain, which is kind of nuts. And so yeah, you get a lot of HP, so you can just easier tank hits even if you take damage. But there's so many good healing special nowadays. Maybe less for Powerhouse, but there are some, like Marco for example. So you can just heal back to an insane amount and help take damage that way. And this special isn't that bad. Like you get seed reduction and you get 90% damage reduction, which is fine. Like if you think about it, like you get to final stage, you want to take a hit for the burn to be applied by versus Akainu, so Hode can just let you stall a turn. I don't think this is the best combo, but I found 5 powerhouse captains in today's meta. Obviously, there's one missing that I didn't talk about because I don't have him. V2 Kaido obviously works super well with versus Akainu. Like for quick challenges, that's like a perfect pairing right now, I'd say. But there are other good quick captains. For example, we have one here to talk about later. But first, we'll talk about one of my favorite units to use, which is Bullet. And yeah, just great because he boosts quick units. And he is a driven unit, so he gets boosted as well. And he also gives extra matching slots, like quick is not as important, but it's nice, and you do get strength and int at least. And of course, Bullet hits super effective against everything, and he will like having that guaranteed conditional boost that versus Akainu can bring with the burn. So you can just stack up a ton of buffs and make Bullet hit super hard. And I will definitely make some Bullet and versus Akainu teams. That sounds super fun on paper. Next we have V3 Sorrow, who is indeed a driven unit, and he is a rainbow captain. Like he is a 4 times rainbow captain, it's fine. Like you can actually build a dex focused team with V3 Sorrow and use versus Akainu as a friend captain, because versus Akainu's burn mechanic is just so busted and there's nothing like it in the entire game. Like the closest would be like V1 Kaido, but the thing with Kaido is that he boosts other classes of course, but he doesn't bypass normal attacks only, and the burn mechanic doesn't care about normal attacks only, so it's like a pseudo V1 Kaido in that way. So he can just works even on other color teams easily. And yeah, like Source also an ore booster, so it's not the best that way, but you can of course split it up for different stages and such. But I will be using this combo for the point event tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure it will work fine. Moving on, we have Legend Capone, who is driven. He's actually here for both versus Akainu and versus Ace. He's one of the few like that can actually work with both pretty well. And yeah, if you use him with versus Akainu, you need to build a driven focus team. But yeah, you get matching slots, heal with perfect, pretty good HP boost, and of course you get the very unique Big Father effect, which actually has good synergy with versus Akainu, because in Big Father form, you can take any hit, you don't have to care about a lot of like turn 2 actions, like if the enemy wants to blow you away, you just, nope, can't do that. Works as a sub 2 of course, but yeah, need to find something to be captain if you don't have versus Akainu yourself, right? And of course his special is also an attack boost, so that also has great synergy with versus Akainu. So yeah, I feel like Driven side has a lot more good options than Powerhouse for sure. Of the Powerhouse, I'm mostly excited of trying V2 Katakuri, while here I'm interested in both Bullet and Capone mainly, and Smoker of course, but before that let's look at Fuji. And he's only here to fill it out really. He's also a powerhouse, but he's a driven boosting captain, so you need to do a driven boost based team. But you do get 1.5 times HP, recovery tandem matching. You do, as his captain actually has pretty good synergy in that he can help with the end of turn health cutting. So you can get the burn, you can get his captain ability. Just a lot of stuff going on. Of course, just 3.5 times attack, not the best, but like if you limit breaker spell on him, it's higher. But yeah, this is mostly a meme combo, I'd say. I'm sorry about the music. I live in a summer city. It's like this all summer. We'll just have to cope. Finally, we have Legend Smoker. And yeah, he's a driven unit, so he works with versus Akainu. And he's a quick captain, of course. So this is the go-to, like, if you want to do a pure quick team. And of course, the nice thing with Smoker is that he does have the ability to make you immune to debuffs for a few turns, but also his special is variable. So, like with versus Akainu, you want him to be like an attack booster, and he can be that, and then you can get the versus Akainu War Boost. And like, you can also use his super attack special to extend buffs. You can extend versus Akainu's Ore Boost, which is 2 turns to 3 turns potentially and carry through stages. See, I think this can be very fun. I will definitely try this for sure, to do some mono quick team with versus Akainu. Okay, moving on, we have versus Ace, who boosts shooter and free spirits. I focus on these units. We start with shooters. And yeah, we have 2 Akainu units here that I'm going to show. First, we have V3 Akainu, who is like the best unit to pair with versus Ace. I am super excited to pair them together. I've been waiting for this for months. And yeah, basically, if you do a V3 Akainu and versus Ace team, you need to do a shooter, free spirit, strength, dex, quick focus team. So yeah, it gets a bit limited, but the return you get is massive HP, lots of attack, every slot matching, because Ace makes strength, dex, quick slot matching. Akainu makes psi, int, recovery, tandem matching. It's just so good. I'm super excited to use it. Their special had decent synergy too, since V3 Akainu can do an attack boost, versus Ace can do ore boost and chain set. Of course, burn conditional and death down conditional don't stack, but yeah, you can't always expect perfect synergies. I think it's good enough. Super excited to try these guys out together. Going to be super fun. We do have another Akainu unit. We have V2 Akainu, who is a strength int boosting character. Sadly, he's also an ore booster, so not perfect synergy that way. But you do get some extra slots matching. And yeah, you do get that end of turn damage, which is interesting. And you get that block orb manip and everything as well. So I don't think it's the best, but there really is not many good shooter captains right now. That will also change a bit, mostly because of versus Ace, but yeah. Moving on, we actually have the V2 Ace or Halloween Ace. And of course, with them two together, you need to build a shooter-based team. But you do get some matching slot inside, lots of HP. Not that much attack, but versus Ace like helps carry the attack up a bit. And you get that invaluable special bind, special reverse, resistant. And that's like the main reason to ever use this guy as a captain. You almost never use 2 Halloween Ace. You use 1 just to get access to that special bind, special reverse. But yeah, he actually has good synergy with his special, since he does attack boost, versus Ace does ore boost. So they were good together in that case. I can see myself trying to make something with them. Capone again. Not going to talk about him again, since I already did that, but the same benefits as with versus Aka applies here. Of course, versus Ace is not like versus Akainu, where you can take hits and apply burn. So the Big Father is not as valuable here, but it's still an option to use as captain, and the Big Father mechanic is usable in many different circumstances. Finally, it's Chopper. As I've said about Chopper, like outside of candy farming, the main reason to use Chopper as a captain is because you don't have any other option, right? Like, you build a team, you try and counter all debuffs, and then it's like, okay, I don't have a captain, who do I run as captain? Well, Chopper, especially with Limbrick Expanded, he is okay numbers wise, like 4 times attack is not bad. So if you have to, you can use him, but yeah, I don't think I ever will. But yeah, now we can move on to the interesting stuff, which is Free Spirit, and as you can guess, there's a lot of good options here. Like Snake Man, pairs super well versus Ace. Like the specials don't have the best synergy, but you know you can use one stage 4, one stage 5, like it's fine. But like get the matching orb special versus Ace likes that. And versus Ace helps activate the super type as well. And the attack boost with super type is always super useful since it ignores like counters from the opponents and such. So yeah, I think that will work pretty well. Sabo is also pretty cool, especially since Ace also has the chain set mechanic, and Sabo loves the chain set mechanic, especially since Sabo can like do a ton of other chain boosts. Like Sabo can do the chain multiplier boost here with his super type special, which Ace activates as well. And then with the special, he can do a normal chain boost, and then versus Ace can do the chain set, and all those three stack together. Like it can be insane damage. Like Sabo is still, even on JP, like the highest damage strength captain, like optimally. So yeah, I would probably use them together. I love using super type Sabo for sure. We have Odin as well. More questionable synergy here since Ace want to eat Strength X Quick Orbs for his versus special, while Odin does the whole one orb mechanic. But yeah, it's important to remember that Odin is not like Luffy Zoro, since Luffy Zoro gets like one of slots every time you hit against type effectiveness. Odin doesn't do that. He just does it with tandem orbs, and with his special he changes strength orbs to Wano. And that is pretty decent synergy with Ace, since Ace changes at least his own slot to strength. So that can definitely be useful. And yeah, like there are many circumstances where you use Odin just to get the Wano orbs, and then you lock them. And yeah, it can be good for that. Like I've done teams where Odin literally only does Wano orbs. It's kind of silly, but yeah, it is how it is. Moving on, we have 2 left, and yeah, we have Law now, and yeah, you know what Law does. Like the synergy is questionable, but yeah, if you run Law as a captain, you do it because you want the bulk, and of course versus Ace also has a lot of HP, so yeah, they work together well in that way. Yeah, just a good free spirit captain. Like Law just boosts free spirit fighter and strikers. You need to build a free spirit focused team, but of course free spirit is the better class than shooter in general. Finally we have Roger. No question here. The synergy. He's even an attack booster, and that's like what versus Ace wants. Like you can even use Roger on a stage 4, his special, just to extend versus Ace or boost to stage 5. And then of course he can resist removing it, thanks to his captain ability. Also resist the spear, always good. One cool thing I do want to note with Roger is with Odin support. I need to check Odin here. There's actually a good reason to have a level 1 Roger, or a level 4 I want to say, because you do want to see the reduction too. But it's the fact that you get a strength orb, that's super good. So as you see, you can put Odin on Roger. So if you don't have a level 5, if you have a second Odin with level 4, the way you can do with Roger is that final stage, you get a guaranteed strength orb. And the way that works is that versus Ace versus special, his own special, to get the chain set, the captain needs to have a strength orb, and that's not always easy. But with Roger, it's actually easy if you have a second Odin, which I sadly don't have. Maybe for the French anniversary later, we'll see. But yeah, that's a very cool combo you can do. And of course Roger is just great in general, and Ace is also included as his super type. Like it can be hard sometimes to fill out his super type, but Ace just does it for free, and you can do whatever team you want below. So yeah, that's 20 units that you can run as captain together with versus Akainu versus Ace. I hope it was helpful. I'll be back shortly after news hour tomorrow and post some teams for the end of an era point event. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.